Hey, it's me, Sarah. I'm back with my car talks. This time is a little bit more of a serious conversation. It's more of like getting some things off my chest and debunking things and talking about my experience. I want to start off with the whole motherhood conversation. And what you can expect from this video is a little bit of insight in my own personal journey of becoming a mother, my thoughts about it, and everything and more. So if you're ready to debunk this and learn about more of my personal journey of becoming a mother, then I would love to have you here. Without further ado, honey boo, let's get started. The first thing to get into is the fact that I originally, when I was 17, 18, was a very adamant about ever becoming a mom. In fact, I was more so a child-free human being. I was very, why would you have kids? And you don't need to have kids, and kids are annoying and they're little irritations to life. But then as I grew older, I really started to affirm these things. I never had really thought of myself as becoming a mother, especially because I was really diving into my life as a influencer and online seller, reseller. Things were really going really great career-wise, and let me reiterate, they still are. But on that same note, there was no room for children in my life, and so I was perfectly fine not ever having that enter the conversation. But take 2 years ago, for example, where I wasn't taking my birth control perfectly, and I ended up finding out 3 months into all of that I was pregnant, and I was faced with the biggest choice of my life. And yeah, let's be honest, it was a choice. There was an absolute choice. It was very late into my pregnancy, when I found out. So there was a lot more complications with my options, and I just decided with my whole soul and my body that I am going to take on this journey of becoming a mother. And when I said, yes, I'm going to be a mom, it's like I slid down the slide to an absolute deep pit of depression. Okay, if you really want to know, behind the camera was this girl that was trying to make sense of it all. How am I possibly going to be a mom? I had literally zero expectations. I actually kind of went into a state of trauma, state of shock, state of confusion, and I literally was living in a very numb state. I don't want to get into that at the moment. Part of my plan here with talking about this is, one, I need to get it off my chest, and this is a safe place to do so. And number two, I know there are other moms or young people that are considering or wondering or wanting the opinion from other people about how motherhood is. And the world is so black and white about it. There's a lot more of a facade built up about the truth behind becoming a mother. And either you see the really, really good parts about it, or you see the really, really bad parts. And as a whole, it is such an interesting experience, good or bad. A lot of it depends on your factors of living. So I want to kind of get into the first part of this discussion, I guess if you can say it, is becoming a mother and what that whole transition changed and challenged me with. Like I said before, I went into this kind of state of panic and shock, and honestly my body kind of shut down, and I couldn't even begin to comprehend the fact that I was going to become a mother. With those feelings, I pushed everything out the door. The only thing I could literally think of was, I just need to give birth, and then everything will magically disappear. Everything will be okay. I don't have to worry about anything. And then I just kind of continued my life as though I wasn't even pregnant. I was so delusional that I worked so hard all the time. I was literally thrifting, and I was going through contractions. I had brainwashed myself into thinking that I wasn't even pregnant. The reality of becoming a young mom in this day and age, a lot of it I found maybe just the career that I'm in, the social pressure and the judgment. I found that people, once they heard that I was pregnant, either put me in a category of you're not going to be cool anymore, or you're going to change, you're going to be different, and all these things, all these words that played into my head. I had such a hard time even comprehending how it was going to change me. I didn't know. I literally thought I was going to just be regular me, Sarah, and with a baby. That's what I thought. I didn't even want to change. I know I'm at the point now, I'm 25, so I've reached a peak of maybe a little bit more mature than I was 2 years ago, and also just becoming a mother matures you way more than you realize. But I was delusional. I thought that having a kid was going to be a little more simple, or I knew it was going to be hard. So in a way, I even just didn't even think about it, because I didn't want to hear or feel those hard feelings. I think something that came along with learning that I was going to become a mom was the fact that I was going to have to change my entire life. You don't think about like all of the aspects of becoming a mother that happens once you bring a child home from the hospital. Like, for example, you literally need to remove cabinet space. You need to potentially make a new room or make a room in your bedroom. You know, you got to have a little potty toilet at some point. You got to have a designated spot for toys in your house. Like, and technically you don't have to do any of these things, but I'm just saying, like, that is just the surface level. What about in your brain? What about in your mind that you have to reorganize? You literally, one thing that I find it's hard for people to comprehend is like, you literally have to make room to have the responsibility of another entire child, another responsibility of another entire human being. Are they fed? Are they taken care of? Are they loved? Are they getting emotional support? Are they getting physical love? Are they getting affection? Are they learning? Like, all these things in an already chaotic mind and brain. I'm telling you, like, maybe that's like an area where people like, you changed, you're different, and all these things. And yeah, I literally had to smush parts of my brain, which I loved and kept very neat and careful. I had to smush those to make room and open up to take care and provide for a child. That is an undiscussed portion of motherhood, that like heavy mental load that comes on you, and truly you'll never know about that unless you become one. Like, maybe you can kind of visualize it if you take care of an elder, or you have to take care of your mother, or like a person with disabilities. If you have to kind of do that, there's this extra load, and where do you put it? Either way, if you're wondering about like how my family specifically handled it, like, I come from a very like a background, like a Christian background. They do not care for children before marriage. I don't like to live my life with the rules, so I don't give a flying hoot about that. That is truly just where I stand. It was hard for me. Like, parts of the people that you knew and loved, they think about you differently, they look at you differently, they treat you differently, or they just don't accept you at all and they cut you out of their lives. That happens to a lot of people. Like, you really realize in this moment when you become a mother, or when you're thinking of becoming a mother, like, are you prepared to see the true factors, the true faces of who you think your friends and family are? Are you? Oh my God, there's so much to say about this topic. I honestly get sick to my stomach about it. But on a more casual note, oh, and I have to just pop in a disclaimer in here. Like, none of this is me hating on motherhood. Like, I am so far gone from hating on motherhood. I had my phase, I had my moment. I love it. Oh, one thing that I've been doing a lot, I'm going on a tangent here, is learning about podcasts, listening to podcasts, and filling my brain with positive energy. And someone in a podcast, whatever, was asking the question, why do you become a mother? Because like, it is hard. And the response to that might resonate or help other people understand the choice behind becoming a mother and the love and the excitement behind it, is like asking someone who's a runner, why do you do marathons? Like, why do you run for 5 hours straight? Like, it is so hard. The preparing for it, like, it's just because the journey of it itself is rewarding and satisfying, and it's like, it's unreal. And on that same note, this is not the type of video to tell you to have a kid or to not have a kid. I freaking respect and love you if you have children, if you do not have children, if you're curious, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you are a hater of this whole concept of motherhood. Like, I'm here. Like, I am not trying to designate absolutely any sort of narrative. I'm simply explaining from the behalf of women that are in the same boat as me, young, mid-20s mothers. This is what I'm talking about. The next part that I want to discuss, and I know, I'm sorry, like, don't expect like too much amazing great things from me in this video, because I literally have a mom brain where my brain rambles. I cannot finish points, so please, I love you, okay? Thank you for being here. Now, the next part that I need to talk about, motherhood in itself, is the physical body aspect. And I feel like a lot of people, when you find out you're becoming a mother, or you hear other people become a mother, it's like there's so much judgment on your body, on your outwardly body. Oh, I don't want to have a kid because my boobs are gonna change, or I don't want to have a kid because I'm gonna get stretch marks. And it's like, these are entirely valid points, and literally I'm mocking that voice, but that was me like 3 years ago. I had such a place in my heart for loving my body and what it had for me, and I did not want any sort of kid to take that away from me. And guess what? If you want to know the real reality, raw fact, okay, is that when I found out I was pregnant, I literally was so hyper aware that my body was changing, and I couldn't focus on anything other than lotioning up my belly, making those stretch marks go away, or like I was so hyper focused on that. And like, guess what? If you really think about it, humans are not supposed to exist based solely off of appearance. You're fostering your heart, your soul, your love, your connection, your inside inwardly human. That's so much more fulfilling than your exterior. And what the world around us, what makes motherhood so freaking hard, is this external pressure to look and perform. And as soon as you have that baby, get ready, get yourself ready, get back into it, you know? Like, oh, you look like you had a kid, you know? Like there's this pressure of like, oh, and on that same note, there's pressure of like, oh, yeah, you look like you definitely had a baby, or like, oh, you look like that and you had a baby. Like there's just all these like negative connotations. I think that's something that makes women super scared about having a kid. And like, let me tell you, at the very end of the day, what motherhood does to your body is not nearly as important or as chaotic as what it can do to your mind, what it can do to your lifestyle. And if you're not prepared for those things, your body is truly not, at the end of the day, you can literally fix so many things about it. Go into debt, I don't know, like you could literally get all these procedures and figure that out. At the end of the day, it's your life, like your partner who you choose, it's your living situation that you have. Like all these things become and trump more than just the physical appearance of your body. For me, because I found out I was so late into my pregnancy, I got so afraid this child in me was not eating the right nutrients, or so I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and with that comes the reality of gaining weight. Like this is like truth. This is truth. I don't have a single dollar of a dime to hide here. Like I gained like definitely well over 45 pounds, and some of that is just healthy and normal, and some of that I kind of at the beginning got mad at myself for. Like, you could have been more focused, you could have been more attentive. Like all these things shouldn't even be a worry for a mother. The mother should just be able to live her life, eat what food she wants, take care of her baby with all her heart. That's the point here. And yet this external pressure of this bouncing back and this recovery and fitting into your jeans and all that stuff, like all of that is something that you literally need to learn if you ever become a mother or are a mother. You just need to learn to accept and love yourself. Like, you don't have enough mental energy to be angry at yourself for eating that extra cheeseburger. Like, if you want to work on it, work on yourself. If you don't want to work on it, don't. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. After I gave birth, something that I didn't realize would happen fully to the extent is once I walked out of that hospital, I looked at my body and I'm like, oh my God, I have the most gigantic, massive body dysmorphia. You know what, like I said before, like I literally was so delusional with pain and sorrow and just confusion about becoming a mother that like I literally trained my brain to not even think I was pregnant. And so when I looked at my body after, I'm like, what? I was so hard on myself. I was like, how am I looking like this? This is not my standards. This is not who I want to be. It took me a long time to love the marks. I don't know. I can't explain it. For the longest time, I didn't know who I was. When I looked at the mirror in my body, I'm like, I never chose this for myself. I don't know how this happened to me. Like, I don't know who I am. And that misery, I let it literally penetrate in every aspect of my life. And I know mothers out there can attest to this unexpected wave of sorrow for the person that you used to be and the person that you are now. And I truly think that this is the cocoon phase. Okay, you're just wrapping yourself up in cocoons or building your cocoon to flourish into a butterfly. And if you want to know what stage I'm at right now, I think I'm nearly almost at my butterfly stage. And once you're a butterfly, you're always a butterfly. So booyah. But I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to like flying, and all of these sorrows and frustrations. I didn't want to talk about this at the beginning of my motherhood journey because I wasn't in a great mental state. I wasn't able to look at this sorrow and be like, this is just a phase. This is just a time in my life where I'm unhappy and I can work on it if I want to. And so now I'm at the point where I've got therapy, I've got a good support system, at least from my partner, and from I'm opening back up to my mother, and I've got a better mindset in all of this. Like, it tore me down and it put me back up. So that's like, this is just hope. If you're still here, there is hope. Okay, like, putting yourself in the position to become a mother, you are asking to change your entire life. willing or not, that's what happens. Now, if you want to know about my weight and my journey on that, I had the pleasure of working together with my partner, Ben, my baby. I love him so much. We did a calorie deficit together where we made sure we ate protein and veggies and right nutrition, and we did it the right way. And every day we would check in with ourselves, and I was able to like take off some of the baby weight that I had gained. And in that entire process, I really made sure that I didn't do it in a way that was putting my body down. I said, you know what, if I want that extra bite, I'm gonna do it, because at the end of the day, I need to love myself. I need to love myself, love who I'm becoming, love what my body did for me. Like, it was an entire journey. Like, losing my baby weight, it taught me so much about myself. I wasn't the person that I knew when I gave birth, and then I slowly adapted into the Sarah that I am now, which is a mother. And about my stretch marks, I don't care about them. I'm a little self-conscious, like I really didn't wear bikinis this summer, but I don't care. I'm like, at the end of the day, who cares? If you have a man that loves you for who you are and and what you brought into the world, why should it matter? And if you don't, I'm sorry, like maybe that's not the right person for you, because truly, like, I don't know, I don't want to like say anything to upset people, because like it is not my place whatsoever. I'm simply saying that for me, my stretch marks, I got a lot of them. I've got lotion. I've gotten one exciting procedure that helped me kind of like target some extra fat in that area. I'll just write in the caption if you want to know more about that. But I wouldn't say that it was like life-changing, but it was something that kind of helped after I lost some weight. But I found that my mental state, if you really want to know the truth, and this is my truth, so I'm allowed to say it, okay? I found that after I lost like a good portion of my weight, I started to feel like myself again. That's the truth. I wasn't in the headspace to even like accept the situation that I was in until I got back down to a place where I could fit into the clothes that I loved. Fashion, if you know anything about me, I love fashion, and I feel like I tried to make it work, but I would look in the mirror and I wasn't happy with who I was, and that's okay. This is not a video to promote like losing weight or gaining weight or anything like that. Please, I feel like I hate how I have to constantly be so afraid of my disclaimers, but like truly, this is just my story, my life, who I am. And I found that now that I've done the work and I've been consistent, I've done exercise, I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm able to focus less on my body, and I'm able to focus more on fostering a good relationship with my son, or showing up. Like, first of all, if you are unhappy with yourself, how are you going to show up for your kid? I don't know. I had a really hard time doing that. I was so hyper fixated on my own flaws, my own issues, that it didn't give me the room to be a good mom. And not saying that I wasn't a good mom, it was just mentally I was not there. I do feel like I'm kind of rambling more than I need to. One of the things that I found so hard to do when I became a mom was compare my life, how easy it was when I didn't have a kid, to how hard it is now. Maybe because like the hardest thing ever was having a newborn kid. Now that he's like 1.5, the ability for him to eat by himself, drink his own milk, not rely on breast milk, or he can walk now and I don't have to focus so hard on him getting tummy time or all that stuff. Like, all these factors of like becoming a mom and then power launching into such a strange curriculum of like taking care of this very new, I don't know, like this like tiny being. Like, all of that in mind is like, oh my gosh, especially with the struggles of your head. I will say, for anyone out there, like, you can get out of this mental headspace if you're a young mom. Give yourself time, give yourself grace, give yourself love, empathize with yourself. Think of what you did, think of what you literally did. You brought something into the world. This is for the moms out there. You brought something into the world. Give yourself love. If you want to show up better, you have to love yourself first. I definitely will say that like the newborn stage and all that jazz, like that was one of the hardest times in my life. Actually, it probably was the hardest time in my life. Like, a lot of it I zoned out for, and I had my partner take care of like me and the baby. Like, I wasn't present. I was in and struggling, and maybe I am still a little bit now, but I was struggling with a very dark depression. And is that talked about motherhood, that you can still function and operate but still be so in a dark place, like grieving your old self? Like, do you really think that it's easy to just learn you're going to become a mom and just go along with that? Like, do you not think there's like mental recovery needed for that? Like, do you not think you literally can't just flip the switch and boom? People please recognize that becoming a mother is, even if you wanted to become a mom, there are still mental changes and shifts in your brain that you are gonna have to let go of. I'm telling you, in the last year of becoming a mom, I have literally reorganized my entire brain. I have changed the psychology of my human self. No wonder why they say moms after they have kids are not themselves. Yeah, I'm telling you, the amount of work I've had to do internally to accept my reality and be okay with it has been astronomical. Should seriously be studied. Now, another thing about like the reality of a mother is, like, in this day and age, it is not feasible for women to stay at home. Not all the time. That's not the option for a lot of people. For me, I'm sure if I wanted to, I could 100% have that choice, but that's not who I am. I'm a confident, successful, striving for perfection woman. Okay? That's what I am. And how that has affected my I'm still working on that. I'm still in the middle of that. I have zero childcare. Okay, I have zero childcare. It's either Ben watching the kid or me. There are some very skewed times where a family member will help, but only for an hour or so, or just watching, staying in the home while he's taking a nap. But like in general, I had the struggle of, and I still have it, where I want to be present in my child's life, but I also want to work. And with that, I've had to compromise so much. I'd say the biggest part of my compromise is sleep. I get very little time to sleep. I get most of the nights, I get 6.5, 7 if we're really good. But my partner and I, we work frivolously throughout the night to achieve our goals and our dreams. And has motherhood stopped me? Maybe in some areas, yeah, maybe I've had to pull back, but that's just the journey of it. And is it gonna be like this forever? No. I think people forget that the struggles of motherhood, like your kids grow up. I think it's also fair to say, if you know your limit, your mental capacity, if you wanna make your life more easier, I would personally not have more kids. That's another conversation, and truly I'm not one to speak on that. But for me, I know my capacity. I know what I can handle. I think maybe I could handle one more kid, but at this moment, and for probably the rest of my life, I think one is the perfect medium. Like, you are not always going to be in the trenches. You're going to get out. Your kid's going to gain independence, and with that, you're going to create a lifelong friend. In my opinion, I think there's something so exciting about being a working mom and having my son see me struggle and work hard, and my motivation. I hope that inspires him to do great things in his life. That's just a random tangent as well. Good heavens, I cannot stay on a freaking script for the life of me. And this video is hard to even script. Some of the struggles of being a mom and a working mom is the guilt, the immense guilt. I didn't really think that I would have that, because one of the first conversations that I was having with my partner Ben about having this baby was, how are we going to work? How am I going to work and be a mom at the same time? Because I want to work, Ben. I want to do this job. And he was like, oh, like, we can easily do it. We can figure it out. He can hang out with us. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that would be a great idea. No one told me that literally a young baby, and don't laugh at me and don't judge, because genuinely, have you thought of that? If you're going to come up with any criticism, yes, I have to be very quick to defend because there are very mean people on the internet. But anyways, have you ever thought like, oh yeah, like what does a 1-year-old kid, they can just sit down and play toys? No, they get restless. They get grumpy. They need food. They need constant care. So pretty much a young child at that age, a newborn of course, is going to need a constant attention 24/7. And so imagine trying to do a job but having interruptions every 3 to 5 minutes. The patience that you need to discover in your own heart, if you have the potential to do that, is that is a treacherous mountain to climb. Working and being a mom, I've had to develop the utmost patience. I have been irritable. I have been angry. I have been dark. I have been cold. And through all of that, I've persevered. And I want to have this be a reminder to anyone out there that it is possible to get better. It is possible to get yourself out of this mental struggle. It's just dark days for a little bit. The light comes back on. I promise you it does. A lot of it, truly, at the end of the day, all my points wrapped together is this struggle at first year, 2 years, I'm still in it, is is just you changing, convulsing over into the person that you are becoming. You're becoming a mother. You're rejecting, you're redefining who you used to be to who you are now. And like, that is not something that's going to be easy as cake, flipping a switch and boom, you're a mom now. No. Why is that not talked about? Like, there's such a process with becoming a mother, and it's painful. It's hard. It's empty. It's lonely. It's sad. It's discouraging, but it's also wonderful and exciting. And oh boy, is it the most rewarding thing when I see my son, when he gives me a hug, he smiles at me, when he says his first words, or when he can sit down at the side of the curb and have crackers with me. Like, once I learned to not reject motherhood, it became so much easier for me. It became fun. It became exciting. I never even talked about this. When I first became a mom, like, I was so rejecting of the idea of it, to be quite honest with you, that I remember I was walking with Max and Ben, there was this mom that was playing a game with her kid, and I was like, oh, so cringe. That was me, like, fighting this person inside of me, because I loved kids when I was younger, okay? I have cousins. I grew up with cousins. Like, I love kids to my core. I just got so invested in my career and who I am as a person. That's totally okay. That's totally fine. I kind of made like a hard shell around that area, and I didn't want to soften up. And becoming a mother has softened me up. It has made me okay with doing a dance in the middle of the store, sticking my tongue out, or tickling my baby, like just being silly and goofy and not caring what anyone thinks, because this is my life, my journey, my story, my child that I am raising. I want to do the best job. I want to be the best mom I can be. I don't think you guys know the mental transformation that has to happen when you become a mom. I cannot even tell you. I am blown away at myself. Like, if I saw myself recording this video a year ago, I'd be like, oh, please let me get to that stage. Because don't get me wrong, there's so much challenges, and like, even right now, one of my biggest challenges is Max. He screams all the time, and I'm learning to regulate my own emotions. I never want to get angry at him, but it's human course. It's human nature. Like, I don't want to get angry at him. I try to be patient. I try to have like these like very calm approaches with him, showing him love and grace and kindness. And with all of that, showing him that, I try to do that to myself, because I need that. No one else is going to show up for yourself, only you. A couple things that have helped me: self-tan, getting my hair done, getting my nails done, doing my makeup. I had this like for the longest time, maybe like 6-7 months ago, once Max started getting more independent, I could sit down, let him play with toys in the room, close the door, and do my makeup. Ever since then, I've been able to do my makeup. I had this really dark mindset that was like, no, I have to wait for him to do his nap because I have to interact with him this entire time, and yada yada yada. I have all these expectations. Like, these are all placed from the exterior. Like, why not just do what I want and feels right in my heart? I don't know. It's so hard. But I started doing my makeup more and showing up for myself and loving myself, and when I was able to fit into my clothes that I loved, I was able to feel that glimpse of the Sarah that I used to be, that I still wanted to keep. And you know what? You can keep parts of your old self, absolutely. But you also need to make room and be ready for the person that you're going to become. And this is all in the scheme of, if you are a mother thinking you're going to be one, or yada yada yada. I want you guys to know that I never once didn't love my son. Like, as soon, and I'm about to cry. This is so sad. This entire time that I was struggling with who I am and becoming a mother, my love for my son took everything. It took it over. Like, I cannot tell you that. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I have so much love for my son, and I totally understand why moms do what they do, because it's your child. It's something that you made, you created. You want the best for them. So beyond anything, like, you can hate on moms or you can love them. Like, this is such a hard thing to do, and the world is so cruel, and it's not for everyone. You shouldn't have a kid if you don't want to, because no one should be pressuring you to. But if you want to have one, I've found the most unreal love from it in my entire life. I wake up every morning, I look at my kid, I can't stop staring at him. He's such a sweet, beautiful kid. And you know what, if I have hard days, he doesn't know, because I don't want to show him. I want him to feel my love forever. And I just need you guys to know that with all the struggles of becoming a mother, it just, like, I'm telling you, your brain forgets. It forgets, and it just, like, I already kind of forgot some of my pain that I was experiencing in the beginning, because all I can think of are moments of happiness with my son that I've still yet to discover. It's something that's unexplainable. Like I've had to grow so much as a person. I'm very happy and pleased with, I don't even know what I'm saying, with all that said in mind. Like I'm just happy with how far I've come, and I'm happy with all my progress, and I'm happy with my son and how I'm able to see him turn into a human being. Like, I just thought of him as a baby for so long, but now watching him with a little personality, a little crack, a little silliness here, silliness there, it just blows my mind that I'm going to be able to say that I am a mother. I after all the rejecting that I did, I now look back and I think, oh, all I needed was a little reassurance and a little bit of love and a little hug and say it's gonna be okay. You write your own story. Like, this is my story. Like, I'm a mom. And I'm making sure that I take care of myself. In that way, I'm taking care of what I want to do. I'm nourishing and fostering things that I love. And I'm also balancing that with raising a kid with the values and the standards and the morals that I want him to have. And all that as a whole, that's just my life. And I know there are many other people out there that are also in this realm of contemplating and learning and challenging themselves and growing with children or without. And it's truly a question you have to ask yourself as a woman. You absolutely ask yourself that, and I don't know what to say. Like, this is my story, so the reality and the truth behind motherhood and all that it does to you, oh boy, like I literally did not expect to freaking cry in this video, but I just want to say that it's been such a journey. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not have it figured out. It's okay to be confused. All I have to say is thank you guys for always supporting me and loving me, and sorry that this video is like maybe not what you'd expect on this channel. Like, I kind of didn't fully dive into one area, which is like people not caring or wanting to see motherhood content, and like that's fair, and I'm actually struggling hard with that concept that people don't care or want to see my content because I'm a mother now. But that's a whole nother topic. Like, if you have any more questions, I'll try to compile them together. If you guys like this video, I'll try to make another one following up on it, because I didn't touch base on certain things. I just kind of let it flow out of my heart. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I literally cried like a baby. But yeah, this is very real, raw motherhood chat. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'm sorry if I said things that were hurtful or put you in a bad headspace, or just, I don't know. I just wanted to tell you my truth and my thoughts and my opinions. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on another video sometime soon. Bye.